Hi there, everybody. Hopefully you guys having a great Tuesday. Wait for a couple more to hop on. Got lots to show today. Hello, hello. Hi. Happy Tuesday. It's hot in here. Hi, Barb. Hi, Karen. Hi, Anne. And Anne. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Barb. Okay, you guys are all coming on. Perfect. Okay. Oh, of course, I left my paper over there. So, announcements. Actually, you guys are mobile. We're going to walk. So announcements wise, tomorrow is Baby Lock Club. And Mary, you want to know a really funny thing? As an adult, like, not even an issue, right? But as a kid, my aunt and uncle used to call me that all the time, and oh my gosh, it drove me nuts. It's not a problem for me now. I'm an adult. But just you saying that brought that up for whatever reason. So tomorrow, Baby Lock Club. And then on Saturday, we have Floriani Club. Oh, Sandy, you too. Okay, so this Saturday, Floriani Club. And tomorrow, Baby Lock Club. Those are my great announcements. I literally looked on next week for events, and there's nothing. I don't know if we're doing Comment Sold next week, though. I really don't. I know we are busy. A few of us are going to St. Louis for Baby Lock Convention, so that's going to take up a few days of our week. And so stay tuned. I'm sure you'll hear about it if we are. And but yeah, that's kind of it. I do have a couple of jokes, so I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I found a group, which is actually a local radio show out here in Denver, that does morning cornies. So I pull from their morning cornies now to find these jokes for you guys. So that's why mine are they're bad. Sorry. So why did the hamburger break up with the hot dog at the barbecue? He was tired of being grilled about their relationship. So bad. Oh, goodness. Okay, I actually really thought this one was funny. Okay, what did the yoga instructor say when her landlord tried to evict her? Namaste. I don't know why I think that's so funny. Oh my gosh. And last of all, which is a very corny one, what kind of key doesn't open locks? A monkey. And that's it. I'm done. I am not the joke person in this life here. Okay, so I'm so happy to see all the giggles because it's really bad. Okay, so our giveaway for today, thanks, Nancy. Oh, shoot. Okay, so our giveaway today is this cute, it's one of those stitch and then chop it up and then sew it back together. And this is going to go to Miss Sandy Powis. So I will save it for when you are here in class. It was great to talk to you this morning. So that is our winner. Okay, and then today's project is the August Count on It, which is probably showing backwards for you guys, so sorry. But it's a cute a little sailboat. Okay, and it is from, yeah, no joke. Or, yeah, no jokes. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not a comedian by any means. Okay, so all of these projects are from this Art to Heart book called Count on It. And they do have projects for every month, which is what we've been working on. Okay, and then they do have like a countdown for like Christmas thing that you can do, and I think even for like December, there's a couple different ones you can choose from. And then they do have like a nice, a few different pages for the alphabet. Some letters you get uppercase, lowercase, just to give you a nice variety. And they're real out. Okay, hopefully I'm back. It said I had to reconnect, so hopefully we're good. So they are 12 by 12 size, so really nice and a decent size. Nothing too crazy, taking up a lot of wall space or table space if you're hanging them and stuff like that. The book is $18, obviously on sale. That is up online for you guys. And then I do have a kit for the August one that we're stitching out today. They are $8.99. So that is available too. Okay, so I did already trace out my shapes onto Steam-A-Seam, and then stuck them to my fabric and then cut my fabrics. Okay, so I have all my teeny little pieces here. Actually, some of them are quite large. This is our smallest piece. Or if you want to say this might be our smallest piece, because it's very skinny. But there's not a lot to this one, so which is nice. Okay, then I have my cheater sheet right here of all the stitches that I used. So I'll go over those as well. Okay, I will say that we are going to be stitching on the Baby Lock Chorus today, which I have to push back just a little bit from the edge of the cabinet. And we're going to turn this around so you can see the machine. So this is the Baby Lock Chorus. You've seen us use this a million times. Well, this machine is about to get a new version. So we are actually discounting what we have in stock, and they are discounted a bit for a brand new machine. So this machine would normally be $69.99, and we are actually going to sell them for $49.99 now. Hoping to make room for the new machine that should be coming here probably pretty soon. I don't know officially when, so don't say, well, Cindy said, but it should be soon. Okay. So $49.99, it's a great dang deal for this kind of machine. It is, you've got the really large throat space. It comes with the extension table. You get a multi-purpose foot. You get the compact dual feed foot. It is a great machine. It's one of Paula's favorites. I know I think almost all of us up at the Thornton store when we were all together, we're all fighting over the same machine. So if you've been thinking about it or anything like that, now is definitely the time to do it. So $49.99, give the stores a call and get yours now, because I can't imagine that they're going to be around for very long. Okay, so in true applique fashion, we're going to kind of start at the one that's going to lay on our main block first. Barb, I don't think that there is an upgrade. I think there's too many hardware upgrades. Now, I have not seen or actually looked at the machine myself, so I don't know all of the specs of the new model. Hopefully I'll see it the this weekend going out to a Baby Lock convention, but I don't have all that information to know exactly what the new machine's going to show. I only have my own guesses at this point. I know they have a couple of little blurbs out there, like even on the Baby Lock website and stuff like that, but I just, without officially knowing, I'm not going to really say much. But I'm going to say there's probably too many hardware upgrades to really be able to upgrade the Chorus. Okay, it's not even like a Chorus 2. The whole name has changed and everything. And I don't have the exact weight, but this machine, I don't know what other machine you have, but this machine is essentially just the sewing portion of the Solaris. So I don't know where you're at with what you've got, but that is our comparison if you're in that realm. It is a bigger machine, so it's not extremely lightweight, but it's not, well, I can't say for everybody. For me, it's not too hard to huff around. Okay, so again, starting with the first piece, actually you're going to build your block first. So you have a 10.5-inch square. You're going to put on borders for that. And then I did back mine this time with fusible backing, and then I did a really light spray of Terreal Magic, and I did that with my sample, and I actually liked how that worked. So I kind of took over this project, so I'm trying to find the things that work for me and the way that I sew. So that actually was pretty good for me. It does lay very flat though, so I don't know if you would want to add batting. It's not in the kit, but if you wanted to add batting once all your applique is done to give it a little bit of loftiness, you could definitely do that too. Okay. Jan, we were just talking about how we are discounting our current Chorus, Baby Lock Chorus models because it is getting replaced here pretty soon. So that's kind of all that I have in the way of that. Okay, so we do have a white sail if you're going by my fabrics here. Okay, so there's kind of like a yellow printed sail and a white one, and with that I wanted the blue mast to be, or brown mast to be, on top of my white sail, so that's why I'm going to place the white down first. Okay, and I'm just going to peel the paper side off of here, stick it where I want it to go, and then apply the heat so that it's fused down, and then we'll stitch. Okay, so let's unpeel this. Which I have learned that, I don't know if I just use it wrong or whatever, but this Steam and I have been having a moment. So when that happens, I will tell you my cheat, which this one actually decided to mostly behave. But on pieces where if you can't get the paper to come off without peeling off your sticky part, I use the QS Fabric glue stick. This thing has saved my life more times than I really want to count. So I'm going to place it on here. Okay, so per the pattern, if you're going to follow that, now in reality it is applique, you can place them wherever you want, right? So I have AUG kind of going down the left side, so I want to make sure my sail, which goes on the left with the more straighter side, towards the center of the block. Okay, I don't want it to be like, here, let's move this so it's laying flat and not falling off the back of the machine. There we go. So I don't want it too far to the left because I don't want my letters to really like cover it, but I also don't want it too far right because we have our nice Wincott sail. So what I'll probably do is kind of lay these out to really, without unsticking them, to be able to find out where I want them to lay. All right, so if that's all gonna look like that, then we're gonna put this right there. Okay, so it is sticky, and until I apply that heat, it is repositionable, which is the best thing about Steam-A-Seam. Okay. And now that it is stuck where I want it to, I'm just gonna apply some quick heat to make it officially stick, okay? All right, so that should be nice and stuck down now. So I'm gonna put my white thread on. Okay, and then I'm going to go into my decorative character stitches, which is going to be up here. Yep, we want to change our menu. And we're going to go into menu 7. And I like this stitch here. It's kind of like a braided stitch. I don't really know what drew me to it, but I liked it. I did not change any of the measurements of it. Okay, so we are going to stitch just the way that it starts. And go ahead and get that going. I did remember that this whole side right here is going to be covered by that mast, so I don't necessarily need to stitch there. So it's only going to be on the two curvier sides. Okay. And then I did want to show you that I do have it so that it follows just along the edge. Oh, great. You guys can really see I used a tan bobbin now with my sample. Oops. But I have it to where that straight stitch on the left side kind of just follows the edge of the fabric here. Okay, so that's what I have going on right now. Okay, so I wanted it to stop when my needle is in the very far left position. That way when I pivot, I can continue going down the other side here. Okay, now we're down here in, what is your lightest weight machine that has a stitch regulator? It's gonna be one of the Berninas, just because they have the most options of machines with that. Linda, I will do some research for you, okay? Okay, so once your white fabric is down, then I put the really skinny mast on. So now I have to peel the paper off the back of this piece. Which, with it being so skinny, is hard to get started without peeling the whole dang thing off. And because it's so skinny, I don't like to rip it, because that's just gonna fray my fabric like crazy. Okay, there it goes. Peeling it slow to make sure all the sticky comes off. Okay, then I placed this just on the edge with the rounded part kind of up at the top where our seam is. And then covering that raw edge of our white sail. Okay, so kind of like this. So kind of up here. I even have it up and over that seam just a smidge, covering our raw edge here. Diane, I might still. I'd made these kits before we had our huge weekend sale, so I will double check. Let me know how much yardage you might want and I'll verify for you, okay? Okay, so then we're gonna close menu 7, open up menu 10 still here in, so closed menu 7, went down to menu 10, and I did, actually I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not do this. I just did a straight stitch on the very edge, but I think this one could be cool, so we're gonna try it out. Okay, and I'm gonna put some brown thread on. I did do the piecing with the Aurifil thread. I'm very quickly becoming an Aurifil person. I love them. Okay, so this shouldn't be very wide of a stitch. And it starts in the left needle, so I want to make sure that I'm kind of centered in my little thingy, in my applique piece, and then I'm just going to go down this piece of fabric. It's kind of cool. Okay, and I did go all the way down this piece, even though I know the very bottom it's going to be covered up with the boat section. But now I know it's all down there. I kind of wish it was a little wider. I should have played with it before doing this, but it is what it is now. Okay, then we're going to grab our boat piece. Okay, and the reason why I'm placing this one first is because the yellow sail kind of attaches to the top of this. And so I want to put this piece down first. Okay, so we're going to lay this one down. Oh, come on, you. I got disconnected with my big piece of the sticky staying on the fabric. There we go. Except for now it's stuck to my finger. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, then I'm gonna lay this here. I have the point of this kind of right up in that seam. Okay. And then kind of over the border here a little bit too. Okay, now that that's down, oops, I think I forgot to press to adhere the mast to the fabric. But I'm going to apply the heat to get that to really stick down. Okay, gonna change my thread. Okay, for this stitch, I just did our regular blanket stitch. So you're going to exit out of your decorative stitches. Okay, and it's going to ask you to confirm. I already did that part. Go to your quilting menu and we're going to select 14. Okay, and then 3 and 3, which is actually default. Okay, and it all gets lined up on the right side this time. So I'm going to drop my needle, make sure I'm on the edge of my fabric, and we're going to go around here. Okay, trying to pay attention to where the needle's going so that I can pivot around this corner here. Again, wanting to pay attention. Now I lost my sequence. Left, right, stop. Yeah, forward, backward. There we go. Okay. Sorry. I had to forget. All right. Forgot how it goes for all of that little side of that bow. Yes, I would agree that Aurifil is a little bit more on the pricier side, but I have already figured out I like it way more than Mettler, just because it's not as much of a messier thread. It doesn't gunk up the machine as much. It doesn't produce as much like lint and like things like that. Left, right. So that has gone around our boat. Okie dokie. So then the next part is going to be our yellow sail. This one's going to give me the biggest trouble. I already know it. So let me peel this piece. I feel like when I peel it, I get more on my finger than I do on the fabric. Okay, this piece and I are just having a time, so this is where this glue stick is gonna come save me. So I have some pieces stuck in the middle of my fabric, so I'm gonna kind of just go around the edges here with my glue stick, and that will help. Oops, cap's down. And that'll help get it to stick down while I stitch. But I love this glue stick. Okay, I've gone all around the edges. We're gonna do a couple lines in the middle just in case. Okay, and then we're gonna place this down, which I need a little bit more space, so I'm gonna move this down here. Okay, I'm gonna change my thread to a gold. And then I'm gonna go back to that braided stitch that we did the same for the white. Okay, so our decorative stitch menu and menu 7, stitch 8. Okay, and then I'm gonna go around this sail piece. This one I'm gonna have to go around all 3 sides, obviously. And this one starts down on the left side. Actually, it starts in the middle. I don't know why I said the left side. made sure it stopped in the left position so I could pivot. That was not the left position. All right, wish me luck here. It actually kind of worked out. All right, now back up to the top point. So there, it kind of looks like it's actually like blowing in the wind. That's kind of cool. Okay, so then the next piece is we have our cute little wavy flag that goes up at the top. Okay, so that's our little piece here. Okay, so that kind of barely touches our mast. Gonna use the iron to press that down. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my red thread. Did not mean for that to rhyme on purpose. All right, and then for this stitch, I just did a triple straight stitch. So I'm gonna go back to my utility stitches and stitch 5 in that first menu. Okay. And this is a left needle position stitch, so I'm going to kind of stitch on the opposite side. right, so that's around our little flag. And the last thing to do are our letters. So we've got our A. And then all of these I'm going to lay down at the same time. They don't overlap. And then that way I can make sure I get the spacing the way that I like it. And I guess the G does kind of go over our sail. So just peeling the paper off. And don't do what I did when you cut the circle out of the center of your G and cut into your letter.
You can press the button to make it go instead of the pedal. It'll work that way. Okay. Let me see if John can answer that question. I'm not sure. Yeah, hold on, okay?
All right, there we go. Finally unpeeled.
I think so, yeah.
All right, they're pretty much spaced where I want them. Okay, so I'm going to use some more heat and get them stuck down. All right, so for the A, I did a triple stitch, so we're on the same stitch. I'm gonna change to a blue. I did the A and the G with the triple stitch and then did a different one for the U. Don't ask me why. Why not, I guess. Okay, so we're just gonna go around this one. my sticky papers. I think I need to go one more stitch and then pivot down. All right, so that's going around the outside. We're just gonna go around the inside circle here. Okay, I'm gonna also leave this stitch on the machine because this is the same thing I did for the G. So I'm just gonna change my thread out and then we'll go on to there, do that letter, change it up for the U, and then we should be done. Let's go around the center first, I guess, because why not? curves, just gotta go slow. Oh, that's the sail fabric. I was like, where did that white piece come from? Threw me off. Got our little curly Q in the tail here. All right. Okay, so the last one to do is the U. So let me change to my red thread, reddish pink thread here. And then I did do a different decorative stitch. Actually, it says it's a utility stitch in the machine, but I thought it looked kind of cool. So we are going to go to our decorative stitches in the regular utility stitching, and we're going to scroll down to stitch 3-16. Apparently it's a hem stitching stitch. Okay, and then I did change my width down to a 4. Left the length at 4, but changed the width down to 4. Otherwise it's a really wide stitch. Okay, and then this one does a straight stitch all along the left also, so I'm going to make sure that I keep my left side up against the fabric. Oh, until I did that, because it's not actually on the left side of my fabric. Way to go. All right, let me unpick that real quick, because I did not pay attention. There we go. Actually coming to the left side of the fabric, not the left side of the foot. Ooh, that was not supposed to go there. Oops, too far. Okay. Might have to do some little haircuts in here because I kind of went past my points a couple times. But there you have it. You'll just have to do the backing. You can either put the hanger on or just put the backing right sides together, leaving a hole, turn it out, whatever it is that you want to do for whatever purpose you are using these for. But here is your August Count on It edition, and I hope you guys had fun. And again, give us a holler if you are looking for a new quilting machine, because the Chorus is the way to go for sure. Okay guys, thank you so much. See you next week and have a good day. Thanks. Bye bye. Oh, yeah.